Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me for our registration walkthrough. So this is a relatively new app that we're going to be using to register for our courses. It's got a lot of pluses, but it can be a little bit confusing the first time you set up an account and register for classes. So I'm going to try it out. We're experimenting as we get up and running and we get the Triangle Homeschool Resource Center off the ground. So bear with me. I'd love it if once you're using the system, I would love your feedback and let me know how it goes. So here's how it works. As you can see, our class catalog is at thrc.coursestorm.com. And when you go to that website, you see, scroll down, featured classes. Classes are kind of scrolling through. You can browse by category. So we have events for adults. We have just events that are non-class events, but other types of get-togethers. We have, you can view it by elementary school, high school, middle school, all kids classes, or special things that are focused on entrepreneurship. And I have to go in and fix that spelling error there. Sorry. So we can go for this video, we're just going to browse all classes, but classes and events show up in multiple categories. So if it's a class for high schoolers, it shows up under kids and high school. If it's, an entrepreneurship class for high school kids, it shows up under all three of those categories, etc. So you can get to things a variety of ways. So when you go to the full course catalog, again, you have the filter by category on the left here, and you can drill down a little quicker, and then you can sort by date. So those starting the soonest will show up first. So March 24th is our first day of classes. It's a Tuesday. Now the class session is 8 class sessions for spring 2020 class offerings. I have it here as runs for 9 weeks because we will take a week at the beginning of April off. So we'll be closed from April, I believe it's the 5th through the 10th, and we'll resume the week after that. So for scheduling purposes, it's a 9-week session, but there are only 8 classes. And every class tells you what date will be skipped. So you can see the variety of classes. We have something for every age group at this point, and we have some events. We are going to be starting a working while homeschooling or starting a business information session. So we're going to be starting a support group for that, for parents who are working while homeschooling, working at home while homeschooling, working on starting their own business to support their homeschooling, or just to pursue their interests. And we're going to have an information session about what that's going to look like on March 31st at 7 p.m. at the center. So that is free. Anybody can register at any time. I hope you come join us for that. And other things that are events, so you can see the variety of things we have going on here. If you have any questions about any of the specific classes, you can email me anytime, Laina, Laina, at trianglehomeschoolresources.com, or send me a message on our Facebook page. So let's see what it looks like when you want to register for a class. So let's take, for example, our Exploring Ancient Egypt Through Art and our art projects. It gives you the schedule, who the class is best for. So even though it's, elementary, you may have come across this in the middle school menu, it's really 3rd through 8th grade, definitely 9th graders, some 2nd graders. Younger ones with an older sibling work just fine. So anyway, I can give you all that information if you want to get in touch with me, and we can talk more about it if you have any questions or doubts about whether it's a good fit for your student. So you could just click register. It knows that this is a class for kids, so it asks you to add your child's name. So we're just going to call them child 1. And then if you have more than one child to register for the class, you can add your second one here, but we're just going to add one per class right now, but that's how you do it. And then we want to continue browsing because there are other classes we want to add. So we go back to our browse classes, And let's say we want to pick one of the high school offerings. So, our podcasting for teens. I'm super excited about this. It's going to be so much fun. We are going to learn about the business of podcasting, help them find their topic and hone in on their message, learn a little bit about journalism, a little bit about entrepreneurship, and they'll be ready to launch their first season of their podcast by the end of this course. And then over the summer or in the fall, if there's no interest in continuing through the summer, we will go ahead and work through that first season together and market and do interviews. And it's going to be so much fun. So check that out. Let's say we want to register for our teenager for that. So now, instead of a register link, you get an add to cart. So we're going to add to cart, and we can either select the child that we registered for the other class, or if that wasn't a teenager, then we're going to register our another child. And then it shows by way of check marks. So you can have more than one, or just one. So now those are in our cart. And let's say we want to check out one of our adult events. So Homeschooling 101 we'll be doing at the center. We've been doing it at libraries, and I'll continue to try to do some of those sessions throughout the area, but we have a home base for it now. So Homeschooling 101, if you are interested, we'll cover lots of things and answer your questions about homeschooling. So let's say we want to add that to the cart. Now the difference here is it knows that this is a class for adults. So it gives you the option to register you, or you can add a person, which would be maybe a second adult in your household, or, if you want to bring one of your children with you for that, then you would register another person. So let's say I want to register myself for Homeschooling 101, and that's it. So now we have all the classes we want in our cart. So we can look at our cart, or we can just go ahead to check out. We're going to go ahead to check out. So this is going to ask me to register for the site. So I type in my email address. Oops. Homeschool Lena at Triangle Homeschool Resources. I can't type and talk at the same time. .com, but that's where you can reach me, by the way, if you have any questions. And it'll have you, oh, I already have an account. So it's going to want me to enter that. So you would create a password. Oh, great. Okay. Obviously, if you forgot your password, then you can go ahead and have that sent to you and reset it. So let's see. If I put in, all right, edit attendees, check out. Okay, so that's what your cart would look like. So I'm going to put in a different email address so we can get through this. And continue. So this is what the registration page looks like. So you would put in your name, your phone number, your address, and create a password so that you can go in and modify your registration. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that out, and then we'll see what's on the next screen. So once I have filled my registration info out, you can see here's the mailing address of the Triangle Homeschool Resource Center, which is in Garner. The center itself, please don't be confused, is in Cary, in the Cary Town Center Mall. That's where our classes will be. So you would fill out your child's first and last name, and please be complete and accurate about that for liability purposes and for the purposes of our rosters. We need your child's actual name. and you would use your own contact information, please. If you have an older child, a high schooler, for example, who maybe you want them to get class information, then please speak with the instructor instead of filling out their information here. It's much safer if we correspond with the parents or guardians. So so you fill out your first child, well, in this case, the second child first. Child one, of course, you would have used their first name here, so it wouldn't be confusing as to what classes you're talking about. You would know exactly who. So you can view the details of who is registered for what, just to make sure when you filled in their names that you're putting the right people, the right child in the right classes, and yourself in the classes. So you can see it totals up your classes. You pay for it in one fell swoop. Now the good thing is we have promo codes, so make sure that you check the posts for the current promo codes. If you are registering for 2 paid events or 2 classes or whatever the case may be, whether it's 2 classes for the same child or 1 child in one class and 1 child in another class, you would use promo code 2, and then that would take 10% off your registration. I have 3 events here, so I'm going to use the code 3, and there are 3 paid events. The free events don't count, but I use promo code 3 in all caps, and I'm going to add that, and you'll see the difference in the cart. That saves 15% on your class registration. So 3 or more events, you save 15% off your total. 2, you're going to save 10%. So it's by way of a type of sibling discount or multiple class discount. And then you would fill out your payment information and complete your purchase. And then you have an account on the site, so then you can go in and drop classes or add events. And you can set your whole family up and you do the registration from one place. So that's one of the things I really love about this system. Also, if you are a teacher or a group leader and you want to offer your classes through the Triangle Homeschool Resource Center, we can set you up here as well and help you to get the word out about those classes. And so I have a system set up for that. You get your own login, you can correspond with your students yourself, set things up. So that's really helpful for teachers to kind of have that without having to necessarily get in touch with somebody at the resource center to do that management for them, although we would be happy to help you out. So if you want more information about how to offer classes or how to have your group meetings or events at the Triangle Homeschool Resource Center, then you can contact me through a message on the Facebook page, facebook.com/Triangle Homeschool Resources, or as always by email, Laina, Laina, at trianglehomeschoolresources.com. I can't wait to see everybody in classes. Thank you all so much for your support, and we will see you soon.